Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's about 1:39 p.m. It's the 8th of September 2022, and here we are again. I am still under the weather, but I'm still actively monitoring the markets. And before I get into any of the important updates that we've got today, anything I say here is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing our risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. I want to make this short and sweet. My audio levels look to be okay. I think you can see my screen, so we're going to go ahead and move on in here. All right, so just a couple things that I do want to make note of. So yesterday I was talking about the potential for a 1-2, and I mean, just for the record, when I was talking about all of that, the price was literally down here. The price was down here at like 39.04 or something ridiculously low compared to where we are now. We're basically 100 points to the upside from there. So I put my neck out there. I said it publicly that there was a real good chance we were going to see a move to the upside. And we had a big move yesterday. So I was looking at this as a 1-2. And, just to kind of put a fib on this, we've got our dominant pivot low here, dominant pivot high here. We got our pullback. We'd be looking for a move for wave 5 to the 2618. So real interesting thing here is it didn't make it to the 2618. But wave 3 went beyond the 1618 or even the 175, which is, really quite interesting. We had a really strong move there. From this move, which looks to me like 5-wave structure, some sideways here for wave 4, and then a move up into wave 5, get a little bit of a truncation. Then what I see here is an A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. And this is what I'm looking at as an expanded flat. So let's just go ahead and look at this here. So I'm taking our dominant pivot here for a wave 5, going down to the bottom of wave A, and measuring it from the top of wave B, and we get down here to the 100%, and then we start to see a rally off of that. And we have rallied far enough that I think it's safe to say that the bottom is in for the day. Excuse me. Bottom is in for the day more than likely. Kyle, hello. Thanks for watching. So since we've seen that rally off of the 100% extension, I'm going to go ahead and hide this because it is now no longer relevant. Very good chance we have an expanded flat here. I don't see this as a 1-2. I see this as the completion of an expanded flat. Originally, at the very beginning of the day, I saw this as just a simple ABC correction, and then from here we saw maybe a 1-2 going in for the 3. Obviously, that didn't happen. We came down really far. I recognized it really quickly as the potential for an expanded flat. Very choppy price action here. But now we're starting to see a decent move to the upside. We're back close to 4,000. But this is why I don't think we're really going to stop right here. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to go down to a 1-minute time frame here for a moment. Dominant pivot high, dominant pivot low. We've gone past the 618, and we actually found some support there at that 618. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see this just a little bit better with a little more clarity. Again, dominant pivot high, dominant pivot low. We get this pullback, this retrace here. We found support at the 382. We're finding support at the 618. We're starting to see more and more signs of support and resistance. So right here, some resistance, which was support. We're back up above it, so this should be support. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to continue, but we have another important area of support, which is right here at about 39.86. So long as we can continue to maintain these levels of support, I think my upside targets are still possible. Now, am I long anymore? Not really. I do have a couple smaller positions for some upside, but since yesterday, I've been layering into short positions. And, most of the reason why is because we're going to see a move down, and it's going to happen so fast, you're going to be unable to react quick enough, or you're going to be trying to catch falling knives, because that's what's been happening in this market. We've seen a major pullback, and dip's been bought up. Major pullback, dip's been bought up. Here, a major pullback, dip's been bought up. A bigger pullback, dip was bought up, and it went past the highs. So here we are again, a major dip, and we're starting to see that dip get bought up. People are trained now that, markets are moving up right now. And certainly we can go to new all-time highs within the next 3 or 4 months, but I think the chances are very, very small. I'm not going to go to my high time frame to discuss this. I'm 5 minutes in. I wanted to keep this short, but my target to the upside is inside of this little box. All right, my little box that I've got right here. If we do have a little bit of an expanded flat into this, and what we then have is an A for this 5 waves, a B for these the ABC scenario, and then we should see 5-wave structure up here to these highs. Let me go ahead and change the degree on some of these because I'm digging in a little bit deeper than I originally had planned to. So I'll go ahead and do this. Actually, that shouldn't be micro, subminuet, and then we're going to increase the degree on this guy. I'm going to change its color a little bit as well, just for contrast purposes. So we've got, off of this low here, again, a little A, B, which the B would be in, and we'd be going up for this wave C. And the way we get up here is really going to be what defines things. But looking at this dominant pivot low, dominant pivot high, get the pullback to the bottom of the expanded flat correction, our target is a little bit higher than original, which was at about 4,066. Now, it is very possible we stop here at 4,022. That is something that we have to be very careful. If we get up here to 4,022, I'm going to add a little bit to my short position. If we get up to the 100, I'm going to basically get a full position size short anywhere inside of this box. But ideally we'll get stopped here at this 100, and there's a lot of evidence that would say that we're probably going to stop somewhere in this area. From this 1-2 right here, we've got the 3-6-1-8 right here at 4,042, the 4-6-1-8 way up at 4,083. I don't think we get that far. We have another fib pull here. That's the one that I just discussed, the expanded flat. And then we've got this guy right here, which you can see the 1-6-1-8 is right up here at the 100. Let me explain what that one is, because it's a little non-standard. It's not really customary to do something like this, but I just happened to be doing some fib pulls, and this made a little bit of sense. This dominant pivot low here, dominant pivot high here. We get the pullback right here, part of that expanded flat. Well, the 1-6-1-8 is right up here, 4,064. However, the 100 is right here at the 6-1-8, again at 40.22, which is why I'm interested in layering more in at 40.22. Again, I do still have a couple calls left over for a move up to 40.50 or 40.60, but because of the pullback that we saw today here, I think it's becoming less and less likely that we get up to these targets, and more likely that we're going to get stopped here where we see some of this confluence. So we're just going to have to play the waiting game, right? We have to play the waiting game, because I think after this week, I think we're going to start to see a more volatile move on a higher time frame in a different direction. But again, I don't want to talk too much about where it is that this is potentially going. Again, we're looking at this from the high here. Is this an ABC that completed? And then from here we have, what looked like a 1, 2, 3, but we've come to violate this high right here, which is why we have to look at alternate scenarios. If you're an Elliott wave person, if we come down here, and this cannot be a wave 4 because we violated this wave 1, and this is not a diagonal. The diagonal is the only scenario where you can actually violate the wave 1 with the wave 4, and that's not what we're in right now. At least it does not look like we are in any kind of a diagonal at this moment in time. So the plan remains the same. It looks like we're getting close to an area of a top, and the bigger question is, as to what I said in the title of this video, is the top in? Well, I think for right now, I don't think we're going to visit 4,800 at any time in the near future. That was evidenced by the fact that we've got this high here, and then we didn't even get close to this here. This is showing a sign of weakness. So we've got weakness in the market. We had a decent sell-off. It actually went deeper on this initial move than I expected. Now we've got this good move to the upside, but again, I think we're getting close to this area where we're going to be seeing some resistance. And, part of the resistance is going to be from this level right here, from this closing low here. This was back on the 9th of June. and so on and so forth. Are we going to get up here to 40.62? This is going to be basically very, very close to where I'm looking to get full size short, and that's going to be basically where we have a lot of support and resistance clusters back here. And yeah, it does go up to 40.79, but again, I think we're going to get stopped short right here in this area. So anywhere inside of these two red bars is where I think we're going to see some significant resistance. Okay, guys, I went for 10 minutes and 10 seconds, and I think that is good enough for right now. I got my point across, and I think it was clear. Feel free to throw in a comment in the chat if you'd like. And of course, if you want access to our Discord, all of the information is available on BitDoctor.org. And you know, if you are a fan of losing money, don't subscribe to the channel. We don't want you around here. But if you're interested in good actionable information with a path to some kind of financial freedom, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share with your friends. Share the love. And of course, last but not least, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.